Hi, I'm Dave Worsley, and you're watching PHTV4, and today we are at Station 1 in the Palos Heights Fire Protection District. We are speaking with Fire Chief Dave Ritter. Chief Ritter, you just took over that position recently, is that correct?
Yes, I was promoted in 2025, December 5th of 2025.
All right, congratulations, 3.5 months in. I hope you have a lot more years as fire chief here. Can you give us a little bit of your background? Like, how long have you been in fire protection?
I've been in the fire service for 32 years, 30 of them here at this department. I started at Worth as a volunteer in 1994. I was hired here in 1996 part-time. I went back to Worth Fire Department full-time and then was hired here in 2003 at full-time. Worked my way up through the ranks. I was a lieutenant, promoted to captain in 2013, and then eventually chief in December 5th of 2025.
Wow, congratulations, that's quite a path.
Thanks.
It sounds like it's in your blood a little bit, and that was going to kind of lead to my next question. How did you decide to go into fire protection?
Well, it's interesting enough, when I was younger, I wanted to be an FBI agent, and my wife talked me into taking the career placement class. She was my girlfriend at the time at Moraine Valley. So, you know, the career placement class, you take all these different tests, personality tests and whatnot, and at the end it said firefighter. So I went and applied for Worth Fire Department as a volunteer, and the rest is history.
It worked. It's a great test. You should let that test company know. Good test. It worked. No, that's great. What a great, you know, that it worked out so perfectly for you like that. I do want to talk to you a little bit about, you know, what specifically your career. You know, fire protection, safety, things that is like a homeowner or a renter, somebody should have, or how to be safe as they can be, so that hopefully we don't have to call for your help.
Sure.
How about some tips, some fire safety tips?
Well, first I would say working smoke detectors in your house are an absolute must. They should be on every level, in every bedroom and hallways that connect to bedrooms. Put them in the basement, garage. Most smoke detectors now have 10-year battery life. That was an Illinois law that was just recently passed that they mandate that. So any new detector that you're going to buy or replace at like a Home Depot or Menards will have that 10-year battery, so you should be good to go. A lot of the new houses and newer homes have wire detectors that have the 10-year battery life in there. And they could be annoying at times. You know, there's a chirp or a beep, and they're all connected, and you're up at 3 in the morning trying to find whatever that is. I've been there, but yeah, it's the technology has really come along.
I was going to say, that little annoyance of that chirp, and I've experienced it, you're trying to figure out which one it is, but the safety and what it can do in terms of saving your property, or let alone yourselves or your family, small investment for that.
Absolutely.
I want to ask you about fire extinguishers, like having one in the house, like maybe more than one, and what's the lifespan like on those?
The lifespan is about 10 to 12 years. They're honestly essential to have, and I think the most important, well, there's two things. One is being comfortable with using them, and the other is putting them in the right places. I would put them in a kitchen area, a furnace room, a garage, a basement. I would have them easily accessible, and I think most importantly is being comfortable in using them. You know, take them out of the cabinet, dust them off, read the instructions, and be comfortable with using them, because if you're comfortable in using them, you'll actually use them.
Right.
If you're not familiar with it, you're not even going to think about using it. We want you to use those. So.
I was saying, in that critical moment, if you're stressed out, yeah, you're not going to like, okay, I'll read the directions now. No, that's not the time.
Right. Be prepared first.
Be prepared. Yeah. All right. All right, how about this? Those were all the easy questions. Are you ready for the serious questions?
Sure.
All right. We're going to get a chance to know Chief Ritter a little bit better here. All right. And I think you maybe gave us a clue here. But I'm going to throw it to you. You took the test that guided here, but before that test, when you were little, how about little Chief Ritter, okay? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, the right question's the fireman, right? Or the right answer. Yeah, like I said before, I wanted to be an FBI agent, and my wife talked me into taking that career placement class, so I did that, and the end result said fireman, and honestly, I haven't looked back since.
It's been a good career for you. Well, I'm glad you're here too then. I mean, FBI's lost, Palos Heights gained, so we're good with that. All right. How about this? Going on vacation. There are parts of your job that I imagine can be very, very challenging and stressful, but when you need to recharge, you know, what do you do or where do you go?
Well, I've only been there twice, but my favorite place in the world is Acadia National Park in Maine. We just went there last year, and if you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. It's a beautiful place, and it feels like you're in another country there. And the hiking there is phenomenal. Last year, I have two teenage sons, a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old, and they talked me into doing the Beehive hike, which is a vertical climb with iron rungs and cliffs. And I was really nervous when I did it, but now that after I did it, I'm proud that I have done it. And if you look at my desk, there's actually a picture of me on top of the mountain with my two boys. So,
All right, well, then I have to do the follow-up question. You're proud that you did it. Proud enough to want to do it again.
probably not.
You got the feather in your hat. Time
Yeah,
to
I think I'm good.
find another trail. It is beautiful, though. I love Acadia Park. How about you're invited to speak at a career day at a high school, about what does it mean to be somebody who works in a fire department. What advice would you give a high school student?
Well, honestly, it's the best job in the world. The moral fulfillment that you get from helping people is second to none. And when you're inside the firehouse, you're living with people for 24 hours, you're eating with them, and you're going on these calls together, and you really do build a family sense. There's no other job that's like that. And then when the bell rings, you're going out and helping people. It's truly a one-of-a-kind job. So I highly recommend the career. I'd never look back, and I couldn't imagine myself doing anything different.
You bring up an interesting point that in your job, the family connection is so critical because not just that you spend so much time together, but you're in life-saving situations, dangerous situations. So the camaraderie, right?
Absolutely, and you're relying on the person next to you in an emergency situation. So you have to have a good relationship with them. And some people have bad days, some have good days, and it's a unique relationship that's unlike anything else.
Yeah. No, it incredibly special. I don't think typical of other careers, maybe, but not many. Right? Very. All right. How about this one? We'll take it a step further, though. How about you hire a new fire person? What advice would you give somebody new to the job? Think about yourself 30 years ago, right?
Right. I would say talk less and listen more, and try to learn from the seasoned firefighters that you're working next to, and honestly be thankful that you have the job that you have, because it's truly a great job. It's a gift. Be thankful for your position, and speak less and listen more. At least for the first year.
Yeah, I would say good advice for almost anybody in any situation, but especially learning how to operate as a family in life-saving situations, especially.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
How about this? It sounds like you may have answered already, but I'm going to still ask you. We're going to pretend you finally got your dream job 30 plus years in. You're chief of the fire department, Palos Heights. But what would the other dream job be if it wasn't this one? And I'm guessing, I think you're going to say FBI, but maybe not. I'll give you a chance.
FBI, right? No. Honestly, I can't imagine myself doing anything else. I've been doing this for so long, for 32 years. It's kind of who I am. It's just inside of me. So I can't imagine doing another job. Or when it is time to pull the plug and retire, it's going to take some soul searching because it's kind of my identity. So
yeah, it is so ingrained in who you are now, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for giving us a chance to meet you. I want to ask, do you want to share any other safety tips with an audience right now?
I will say that this should be stressed. Have an emergency evacuation plan for your family. Have a meeting place. If your house did have a fire inside of it, have a large tree or a mailbox that you guys can all meet at. It not only helps with accountability and safety for your own family, but it helps the firefighters as well. That's the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to see, is everyone out of the house? So if the whole family's at a large tree in the front there, now we can worry about the second task, which is putting the fire out. Teach your children not to go into the house for pets or for any belongings. Let the firemen do that. But that should probably be practiced at least once a year, and it will help us do our job even more.
I have great advice. I definitely want to encourage people. What a great way to help you do your job and help keep them safe at the same time, too, right? Chief Ritter, thank you very much for taking the time with us. I wish you the best. I hope you have I don't know if you want another 32 years, but hope you have a much longer career.
I got a few left in me. I'll be around.
All right, good. All right, good luck, Chief. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm Dave Worsley. You've been watching PHTV4. We've been at Station 1 speaking with Chief Dave Ritter. Thank you for watching, and be safe.